You to Kathleen for that. It was a very chiropractic meditation, breathing into the spine. I hadn't done that one yet, so that's a great one. Thank you. And well, welcome. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. How are you feeling? Tired? That's okay to feel tired. Yeah. Um, yeah, so the music today, I chose those songs. Rocky Mountain High is just it's about a journey of a young person's journey and going into the mountains and finding themselves. And maybe you've done that. Maybe you came to the Sierras and Lake Tahoe. I know Lake Tahoe draws people in. It's very much an energy vortex. And maybe you've had some illuminations here. I'm sure you have. And I'm sure you've met some great people who have bolstered you along the way and brought you into your newness and your new version of yourself. And that's great. The second song, Holy, Holy Way, that's just a prayer. In everything that we do, let us live in a holy, holy way. Let us serve, let us learn, let us be in a holy, holy way, like all encompassing everything that we do. And we ask for that guidance from Spirit. Um, and then this last song is a song I wrote a few years ago, and it's just always gets me in that space of, it's okay to go into prayer when you need it. It's okay to ask for things, not from a place of lack, but from a place of seeking guidance and knowing that God is here with us, here to guide us on our way. That is okay. And we can also give. We can give with our hearts. We can go within. We can see who we are. We can love those aspects of ourselves, and be who we are. It's a safe place to be who you are in this world. So I hope you're doing all of that. It's all part of a balanced life. And it was interesting. Carol asked me. She always asks me what my topic is, and I never know unless something comes through. But then I sit with it, and that was the thing that came through, balance in all things. Perhaps maybe because that's what I'm a lot of the times seeking. And in the last few years, if you know my story, it's been a huge part of my life, balance. So my intentions with this talk today, there's some big takeaways. If we nourish the good within each of us, inside of ourselves, if we honor Spirit within and without, we align with Spirit's purpose that allows us to serve with our gifts. If we practice mindfulness and temperance in our choice making, if we keep it simple and allow open spaces in our lives for us to flourish and blossom and live organically, we can have a whimsical, balanced, fruitful life. So that's kind of the takeaways, and we're just going to go through some of those. So, has anybody done a major shift in their life recently with balance? Yeah. Okay. Is anybody willing to share what that might be? It can be simple. Yeah.
Keep it simple. Uh, just little things come up and clog the way, and so I just relax, go into myself, and it's all okay.
Yes, it is. Very good. Anybody else want to share? Yeah. Well, nobody will they won't be able to hear you.
Crying a lot and not knowing why.
Oh, so that release.
Oh, well, not yet.
Well, I hope you're being gentle with yourself in that.
I took a breath workshop for the first time, and in 50 minutes of breathing with my mouth open like a wave for 50 minutes, and at the peak of that experience, here's where the balance came in for me. I never met ancestors before, those that have come before me, and I never met those that have yet to come here. And we all came in this one moment of such love and acceptance and forgiveness. And I just wailed. And I let myself wail and release. And it was a beautiful moment of, there was no judgment. I was just being in the moment and allowing this experience. So thank you.
I love that. Anybody else? This is great. I love all this. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. A balanced life, it doesn't have to be according to plan. It can be chaotic. It can be different stages of life require different levels of balance, different balancing. So, for me, I'll share a story. I went to New Zealand back in 2013, and this is a younger John, who had always done the thing that was expected. This is a John who I went through 13 years of school. I went right into college. I did 5 years of college. I went right into teaching. And my life was routine and responsibility and just every day was a similar situation. And I just kind of had a spiritual breakdown when I was like 28. And I was like, and I had a really good friend on North Shore. I moved up to Lake Tahoe, and she said, "You need to go travel. Like you just need to shake things up. You need a different perspective. You need some change in your life because it's been too routine." So I went to New Zealand, and I didn't really have a plan. And I worked on farms, and every day I woke up and I just said, it's new, and I met new people, and I didn't have a schedule and a routine. And I was there for 90 days, and it just fed me in so many ways. And that was my balancing of my life at that point. And it took me, the first 28 years of, it's interesting to think about the 7-year cycles in that. I think 28 to 30 is a huge set of years for people. And I tell people that when they're on that cusp. I'm like, you're 27, you better buckle up. Like 28 is going to be real. And it is. I've met countless people who have had profound experiences in those years. And so anyways, the point of this story is that I had to give myself something that I hadn't been giving. That was the balance. But at the root of everything, it wasn't that I needed to travel. It was that I needed to live organically. I had a feeling of I wanted to experience and feel freedom. I wanted to experience newness. I knew the education system. I'd been a part of the education system for 25 years at that point. 24, 25 years. I needed something else. And when I look back on that time, what I needed was some freedom and some change. And so that's what it was. And it comes and so what we have to do is we have to go inside and say, what am I actually craving? What am I needing right now in my life? What am I missing? What is the feeling that I want? Is it security? Is it joy? Is it purpose? Is it freedom? Is it belonging? Is it companionship? Maybe you have a space in your life and you're feeling like you come home to an empty house. Okay, maybe I'll get a dog. Okay, maybe that's the balancing. So you sit with it and you say, is there another way for me to achieve this feeling of companionship? Maybe there's a human relationship I could come into. Things like that. And maybe you reach out to your family and your friends more to fill that. Whatever that is, whatever that balance looks like to you, that's kind of our task. That's what we do on our path. So that's kind of the breakdown of that of that story. Our passions and our desires drive us forward in this life, and we can lose ourselves to them. So we have to practice temperance. Temperance is allowing our deepest principles, our morals, our ethics, our values, to hold strong while we're pursuing passions and desires, and to kind of keep them in check, to not lose ourselves to them. That is temperance. And this is spoken a lot in spiritual lore and spiritual dogma. Saint Ignatius called it disordered affections, when you lose yourself to your desires. A temperate person honors passion and desires as gifts from God. Because at the end of the day, what it really is it's your soul craving something. Your soul is craving something so that you can feel more whole. So you can come into who you are, who you truly are, your essence. And so I kind of look at life that way anyways. I'm just like, oh, that was kind of a rough situation, but I learned this, this, and this, and I became this. Okay, my soul is craving that. And maybe that's a coping mechanism. It's okay if it is for me, because it works for me. And it keeps it in a positive light. So just remember that when you're craving something like that through passion or desire, no matter what it is, if you can get quiet and you can sit with, what feeling am I actually trying to achieve? And then you can sit with that and work your way backwards and ask yourself, okay, how can I fulfill this? What's the answer? And you get quiet, like we did with Kathleen. You get quiet, like you did with your breath work, and you allow the answers to come. And they will come. And it'll surprise you. It might not be anything you expected. And sometimes it is whimsical, and sometimes it is a seemingly impulsive thing. Sometimes it is, yeah, take a trip, break the mundane. Sometimes it is, yeah, you're living in this big house and you're all by yourself, and you're working for this house. Maybe invite in some people and provide them housing and create some companionship and some community in your own house, so you come home to something positive and not empty. Maybe it's sell the house, downsize, and become more free, less attached to things. Whatever the answer is, it'll come to you. And if you're not good at the meditation and getting quiet thing and listening to God, listen to the good people around you, the people that know you, that understand you, that you've shared this with, and they will guide you. They are God as well. It doesn't have to come through the silence. I feel like a lot of people get tripped up with that. Like, oh, I have to pray and I have to meditate to get the answers I want. No, you don't. You have to align yourself with I want the answer, and the law of attraction will bring it to you through somebody, through an experience. It's a magical thing that we're part of. We see imbalance all over the place. People giving themselves away to their desires and their passions, or just, I see a lot of people just functioning in our world, in our society, in life, and using things to get through that, to create feelings. I have some examples for you. So like I'm a young person. I've lived with some young people. I see a lot of people that use drugs and alcohol as a way to achieve like that inner peace. It sounds so weird, but I think that's what it is. I know watching my mom growing up, when my mom would start to get stressed out, she'd grab a cigarette because it would like calm her down, and she'd get back to more of that neutral space that she wanted to be in. Unfortunately, she had to use that tool. But we have other tools, and it's not for us to sit in judgment of these people. I'm just trying to point out that like those cravings, those feelings, how you get to that, to satisfying that feeling, that balancing act that you choose can be healthy. It doesn't have to be detrimental to your life and your health. We see workaholics seeking security, seeking purpose, maybe seeking status. There's egoic things too, but like, I think deep down, it's like a security thing and a purpose thing. We all want purpose. I get my purpose when I go to my job. I have my role and I do it well and it feeds me. Okay, but are you neglecting your family at home? That's not balanced. Partying. You see a lot of people partying. I see a lot of people do this where they seek acceptance from other people, when really what it is they want acceptance of themselves. So they go out and they party. They're extroverted and they like being around people, and they feel that sense of belonging that you can have on your own if you just sit with it. And you can attract that too with good people and good friends. I see people with debt and overspending trying to fill a fulfillment void, a sense of wholeness. And, these are just slippery slopes. So we see imbalance all over the place. And it's just good to recognize it, because if we can recognize it out there, we can recognize it in here. And that's our work. That's what we do. We can't control other people. We can control this, though, to an extent. We all experience imbalance in our life. So my path to Cairo School was fed by several things. I wrecked my shoulder skiing in March of 2023, and it was I crashed into a tree. It was a debilitating injury. I did my own rehab. I talked to a physical therapist friend of mine and made sure nothing was broken. But I did my own rehab, and I woke up in pain every day, and it disabled me. And I thought, wow, there's people out there that go through this every day with back pain, and I'm pretty much been aligned with chiropractic philosophy all of my life, and working under Dr. Stu, it aligned and it made sense for me. A couple other things contributed to that. 2020, all that came about, and everything that I had invested myself in was just taken away for a time. And it made me feel insecure. It made me feel like I didn't have security in my life. And I thought I want something that is going to feed me as a service person, something where I'm going to be able to help other people who have like disabling injuries and back pain and regular life stuff. And I also want to be there for my son. I want a sense of security so that I can nurture his growth. And I'm like, okay, all of this points to chiropractic school, and it was a crazy idea that I had, but it came through, and I talked to the good people in my life, and they rebounded. Yeah, do it. And then I started the work of making it happen. And that was my balancing act. So temperance, getting back to temperance, keeping our passions and our desires in check, this is kind of the process as I see it, of being aware, mindful. You have a passion, you have a desire that comes to you. I want this. Okay. Sit with it. Does it go away? It's kind of like the buying thing. I want this. Put it in the cart. Okay, I'm going to wait a week and see if I still want it. Kind of like that. Give it the shelf test. And you sit with your intuition and you say, is this aligned? This is going to require this sacrifice. This is going to shake things up this way. Am I willing to change and sacrifice what I have now for this feeling? Okay. And then the next thing is get quiet and commune with spirit. Maybe that's talking to a really good friend. Maybe it's meditating. Maybe it's playing music. Whatever you do to get still. And allow the answers to come. Go out for a walk in the woods. Luke and I went on a beautiful walk yesterday up to Meese Meadows. I love this time of year for hiking. If you haven't done that, treat yourself. What feeling is at the root of this? If you can identify that, you're most of the way there. And most of us can. We do this work all the time. I don't just want to go travel. I want to experience new culture because I want to expand my knowledge of the world. Okay, I want to expand my knowledge of the world. Maybe a documentary will service that. Maybe hosting a foreign exchange student will service that. Maybe travel has to. Maybe it has to be that. And that's okay. Is there an aligned way for you to achieve this feeling and then take action? That's kind of the process I see with temperance. And we do this so fast. A lot of us do this all the time. We do this every day with every decision. Not every decision, but those big decisions. Is there any craving in your life right now that you are not feeding? I want you to just think about that. And if you got one to share, it might help us. Is there any craving that you're not feeding? Solitude, okay. Okay, so we're sitting alone, we're eating chocolate. What else? More coffee. Mike wants more energy. He's so busy all the time. Unity. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this Unity at the Lake is a great place to feed all of those. We even have chocolate a lot of the time. We have a space for solitude. We have a place for community. We sing together. We have prayer chaplains that can take you and pray with you. That's kind of a neat little resource you guys have. So don't forget to tap into spirit. It's an abundant universe. There's so much working for you. People, places, things. So I was thinking about this too, how this has shifted in our role of balancing our lives. We used to live in a really naturally harmonizing way. If we think back to like tribes, you have an elder. They had a shared knowledge of life, a shared history. They had a shared knowledge of what life was. There's an elder that if anything big came up and decisions had to be made, the elder says, and we're just, okay, that's what we're doing. We're going south or whatever. There was migration. They planted things with the seasons. They hunted things with the seasons. They lived very harmoniously. It was very balanced, if you think about it. And then nature evolved. And we started, inventing things and more people. And all of a sudden, we have not a shared history per se, but a multitude of mindsets about where we came from. People were able to travel farther and be together. We live in the great melting pot of the world. And they bring all sorts of different histories together. There's a different mindset about how things are done, different value systems. And then nature evolved and it changed. And it's less easy to just be like, oh yeah, it's this. And then the internet came about, and now we have access to all this information, and we're able to be skeptical, and we're able to question things and go down rabbit holes and find new knowledge that maybe you don't know, but I know, and maybe she knows something that I don't know. And it's different. It's harder. I feel like it's a little harder to balance. Like our ancestors had it pretty good with that balancing, with that way of life. We have systems now. We have more questioning of when things should happen. It wasn't an option for the tribes of North America in the wintertime. When the winter came, we're going south. We're going to where we can not freeze to death and be abundant, and there's a food source. That's what we're doing. Now we're just like, well, we'll just go inside and turn the heater on. We can live anywhere. It's really interesting. So our balancing has changed, has evolved as a species. And it's kind of cool. So things that contribute to balancing life. Routine framework is great. We call it, daily grind. You have your day-to-day life. It's a great thing to have. Maybe you get up in the morning, you go to the gym, maybe you go or exercise in the morning, maybe you do that at night, you go to work, maybe you're retired. Whatever that looks like for you, it's good to have a framework. But it's also good to allow for some open space. You know, you don't want life to be too rigid. People ask me this all the time, and it's from the goodness of their heart, and they care about me and my son, but they're just like, oh, what are you and Luca, what do you have planned this weekend? I have nothing planned. We're going to be together, and that's enough. And whatever I ask him, what do you want to do? What do you feel like doing? What should we do? And yesterday I woke up, I'm like, oh man, we got to go for a hike. And I'm like, you want to go for a hike? And, yeah, no, I don't want to go for a hike. Well, we're going for a hike. Let's go. I give him loose options. And we just kind of live organically that way with our time together. And it's like, I'm like, oh, we're going to go to your haircut. And they call us and they're like, can you come early? Like, okay, we come and we adapt. We come early. And I'm like, well, I wanted to get ice cream. Okay, let's stop and get ice cream on the way. And you just kind of adapt and flow with it because we gave ourselves that open space. So I hope you're giving yourself some open space too, along with your framework. Have your rituals. How many of you wake up and drink coffee in the morning or tea or something? Yeah. And it's good to have rituals. You know what I've been doing? I've been taking baths and like lighting candles and just like sitting in the dark. And because I've been working out more to try to get ready for ski season, so my legs are really sore. So I Epsom salt and all that. And it's just good. It's kind of become a little ritual for me, and it gets me away from my housemates, and I'm just like, oh, this is cool. But if I miss a day, I set goals, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to work out, Monday through Thursday, 4 days. 4 days out of the 7 days, that's pretty good. If I miss one, it's not the end of the world. I go to Tahoe, and I go on a hike with my son. That feeds my legs too. It's just, you find different ways to balance within the framework. Feed your positive relationships. We have interpersonal relationships with people. We have to feed the positive ones. And simplicity is key. I have friends that I talk to almost every day. I have friends that I talk to once a month. I have friends I don't talk to for a year or two. We have these categories of friends, and we want to give energy to the good ones and maintain where your vibration is, and just let the ones that just don't meet that vibration, just let them fall away. You don't have to take drastic action, be like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You don't have to do that. You can definitely have that conversation with people, but feed your positive relationships, maintain your vibration. This is from Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So that's why I chose the meditation song today, because your heart is the center. Keep open spaces in your day-to-day. Is there any trimming or addition that your balanced life needs? Is there anything you need to add? Something, we think about things we need to add. Maybe it's more vegetables. Maybe it's, more water. I have so many patients. I'm like, how much water do you consume in a day? Oh, maybe like a glass. I'm like, okay, drink more water. And I call them and I harass them a little bit. I'm like, did you drink your water today? It's like, you're made of water. What are you doing? But it's hard for people. It's not front of mind for those people. They have a million other things going on. So they attracted me into their life to harass them about it. And I do. I've always heard the story of the two wolves. Which wolf are you going to feed? Which wolf are you going to feed? Did you hear they just cloned a dire wolf? Interesting. Look that up if you want to. The dire wolves are from Game of Thrones. Big, huge wolves. I don't know. Hope it's true. We'll see. The yin and the yang, the light and the dark. Don't be afraid to feed your lightness. If you're feeling out of balance in there, maybe you're focused too much on, the shadow side of life. shadow work is very important. And you've all, how many of you have done your shadow work? Like you've looked at those sides of yourself and, it takes process. And maybe you spent months and years on it. And in the grand scheme of things, in your lifespan, okay, those months and years seem like a lot at that time. But in the grand scheme of things, you're pretty balanced. You have a lot of, light work that you've done because you did this little section of shadow work. And it made you the better person that you are so that you can serve better and be who you really are and let go of what you're not. So that's good. Feed your light. Don't lose yourself to your shadow work. And last but not least, honor spirit, because you are spirit. We are all one, unity. We are consciousness. Our consciousness chose to come here and be in these bodies so that it could use these hands. I could use these hands for a multitude of things. I've chosen to learn to play guitar, change vibrations, to learn chiropractic so that I can help people stay healthy and to alleviate some pain if they have it. So how are you using this temple that houses spirit? Are you balanced? Is there anything you should add? Is there anything you should take away? Get quiet, allow the answers to come. This is my really cool ending that I wrote. Follow your Rocky Mountain high. Pray when you need. Pray with your heart. Give when you can. Give to yourself and to the world. And oh, let us live in a holy, holy way. I tried to keep it short for you, man.